Let's all take a nice deep breath together. Let's do another one. And one more. Feeling as we breathe together, we connect our souls, connect our higher selves, and relax into our bodies. Such a beautiful activity and way to ground our energies into this moment. Today, I want to take, since it's the first of the month, I mentioned in January, like the first of the month, we may do a little bit of a numerology or an astrology just for a moment. One, just some of you that may not have heard of numerology or know anything about it, or astrology, sometimes someone else may do that, but I do a little thing on my newsletter every month. And so I was just going to take a moment to share. Numerology is just kind of the science of numbers, and just it's amazing as to how the numbers play out in our life and how they give us clarity on what cycles we're in and different kinds of things. So I wanted to just take a moment and go through a very short kind of what's going on for February. So if you have questions later, I'm also going to post on my Facebook my newsletter. And if you want me to kind of go into your cycles, I'll be happy to do that on my Facebook. You can private message me or see me after, and I'll play with that with you because it's kind of fun to see where that is. So February is a 2 month. I think all of us know that. And that's kind of the standard cycle that we know about February. It's a 2. If you combine that with our current year, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6 is a 9, and many of you are probably familiar that this year is a 9 energy. And we'll talk about that for just a second. But to get the energy of this current month and the current year, kind of what it's bringing to the surface, you add those two together. So 2 and 9 is 11, which is a master number, and 2. So this month has a lot of 2 energy in it. And when you mix that with a 9, which is a completion number, and it's also a number of, I like to call it sometimes the Mother Teresa number, because it's one of where we are learning and coming together in a collective. Like, how can we best serve and be our highest selves and unify? And it's a number of unification and coming together. So this month, the number 2, which is so in the charts multiple times, is a number of a lot of different things. One, it's about sacred partnerships. So this month, there's a lot of exploration around partnerships in your life. That could be partnership with yourself. It could be partnership in a relationship with someone else. It could be partnership with your projects. And exploring the different ways that partnership may be playing out in your life. And then when you add that master component of the 11, 1 and 1's 2, 11 is the master manifestation number, which also reminds us to really pay attention to what energies that we're focusing on. And this month is, many of you may have already noticed the way kind of things are presenting themselves. They might be a little foggy at times. You may be feeling a little heightened sensitivity about certain aspects that you're focusing on, and it's calling us to really pay attention. And as Mary Jo, that you channeled that message this morning about the mirror, this month that whole concept of the sacred mirror keeps coming up, because it's like, look in the mirror and what do you see? And I wouldn't be surprised if our guides talk about that a little bit today. So thinking about that sacred partner with yourself this month, with others in your life that you're close to or that you're having to work with, how can you explore taking those partnerships deeper or for ones that don't serve you, making a choice that that's not something that maybe neither is best for neither one of you. So I offer that as a little bit of information, and I'll share what I mean. We can take this a little step deeper if any of you would like. Just see me. For example, my personal month is a 5. 5 is about change, pretty wild change. And 5 is the middle number, which means you're kind of shifting states. You're going from one state, a beginning state, and moving into the heart energy of whatever it is in your life, into that other state. So it can be pretty rocky in a 5 energy. So for me, it's important when you're in a 5 to stay and work at being centered. What type of activities help with centering and staying focused? Because to me, when I think of 5s, a lot of times you can either be in the center or you can be in the tornado while things are changing and evolving, and it's best to kind of just stay out of controlling anything and just go with the flow. So if you'd like to play with that, just let me know. But that, I find that those kind of things are helpful with just looking at our astrological or numerological aspects. It can kind of give us an insight into what energies are actually contributing to our situation that's just happening. You don't have any control over it. But you can participate in it and let it be a blessing. So with that, if anyone has any quick questions about that, happy to answer them. Or if not, we're going to switch gears. I feel them stepping in. And I'm going to take a nice deep breath. And I'm going to do this a little bit differently because, as I told you all, every week they're challenging me to go deeper with this. And so last week, as I stopped to take a breath and close my eyes, I got this laughter from heaven that said, "We're already here. You don't need to do that." So I'm honoring that, and I'm just going to take a breath like this, and I'm just going to automatically go, "Welcome, friends." How are each one of you doing today, dear ones? We see that many of you are having some challenging times this first part of your February. And many of you are also finding places of freedom in your lives. And we wish to take some time with you today to honor the sacred mirror of which has been already spoken about. This energy that you are in right now is offering you a blessed opportunity. It's offering you the blessed opportunity of looking into the mirror and into the waters, because this energy right now is very, very flowing and water-oriented. There's a strong element of emotion in this energy. And we ask you because there is also a strong air lightness that's wanting you to lift. And they are challenging one another. They are challenging you to be able to look in the sacred mirror. And when you look into the sacred mirror, what do you see? Who do you see? When you look into the mirror in your bathroom, when you look at yourself, what is it that you see? And we invite you to take a moment to go there for just a moment of when you look into the mirror every morning, what is it that you see, dear ones? Do you see flesh and bones and unworthiness? Do you see not enough, not good enough? Do you see, I love you? What do you see when you look into this mirror? This is a very opportunistic time to, when you look into the mirror, to pause for just a moment and ask yourself, what is it that I see about this expression that I am? And ask yourself, question yourself, are you the body that you're looking at? Are you the insecurities, the self-doubt, the lack, or the limitations that may be at the surface when you're looking in the mirror? Are you those feelings? Many of you are so used to looking in the mirror that you have learned to not even feel what you see anymore. And that goes for both sides of the spectrum. You have even forgotten the joy at times that you are actually living, of celebrating that joy when you look in the mirror every morning. How many of you would like to, when you wake up and look in the mirror, to partner with yourself in celebration for the day that is beginning to unfold? This we offer to you today, to remember and to take a moment in front of when you first get out of your beds and you walk into the bathroom, to look into the mirror and first and foremost, allow yourself to feel exactly how you are as you get up. What is the dominant feeling? Because that dominant feeling is a mirror of the dominant beliefs and thoughts that are going through your minds and your day. This is not an activity to beat yourself up anymore. It is simply an opportunity to pause and realize that each and every one of you, no one's excluded in this, has thoughts that are limiting yourself right now from being your best and freest expression that you are so desiring. We see that each one of you is desiring joy. And we come in offering of another perspective for you, because that is all we can do, is offer you a new perspective of which to reflect upon in your life. And then may you, within your own self, your own God-likeness, choose which image and associated feeling and thought you wish to manage for your day. There is no judgment in this, and there is no need to judge yourselves for wherever you are at any moment in your life. And dear ones, we will say this over and over and over again, because where you are feeling, where your vibrational standpoint is, your emotional thought vibrational standpoint is exactly the perfect place for you at that moment. We would like for you to think about this for a moment, because each and every one of you is a soul and energy being that has come into this body to enjoy the deliciousness, the sensations, and all that comes with this human experience. You have raised your hand. And so, as your soul, your energetic self is operating through this vessel that is so sensitive and crystalline in nature, meaning it vibrates to anything and everything that's around you. If you choose in one moment, your thought, your emotion is one of, I dislike this, this feels bad, this is bad. In that moment, you lose a partnership with your soul, and your soul starts to lift out of your body and starts to operate out of your body. And this is the most important component of what we are talking about today. Because to live in a human vessel and to partner with it in a way that can take you to your highest self, it is imperative for you to learn when you're partnering in a way that is beneficial and when you're severing that partnership in the form of fear. Because when you choose fear, you are saying to the universe and to your physical body that love is not okay, because your soul is love. And when you choose fear in those moments, there's not any other choice but for your soul to lift up and out of your body, because you are choosing in the moment not to feel. And it is a coping mechanism that is normal in that human experience, because you are designed to feel. And each one of you is designed to feel in your own unique, individualized way. Your bodies are unique. The experiences and the lineage that comes within each and every one of you has different filters. But we ask you, when you feel a negative, heavy feeling, you have a choice to stay in your body and accept that feeling as your guidance. It's simply as reminding you of choice that you have in that moment. We also would like to throw this out there. In the moments that you feel afraid, scared, overwhelmed by a negative emotion, to remind your own self to stay present, stay open. Because in the moment where you have the choice between stepping into fear and lifting out of your body, or choosing acceptance of this fear in this moment, staying in your body and staying open, and choosing love, in that moment of the choice of love, a healing opportunity occurs. And it's rarely something that happens instantaneous. You're not rarely all of a sudden going to feel joyous. It is a gentle moment that happens where you choose that this fear, this experience is okay. And in that, you simply open a door to allow love to come in, the essence of who you are, and create a field of acceptance, an energetic field of acceptance to replace that old vibrational resonance within your body. Because all it simply is a vibrational resonance that is habitual. It's something that you have something outside of you that stimulates. And in the moment of recognizing that external stimulation and feeling the resonance in your body, and surrounding that resonance in acceptance and love, you begin in that moment to dissipate the resonance. And it will take some practice and time to, as that external feeling comes in and reminds you of this feeling, for it to fully diminish. And some may take years, but through practice and continued focus and loving yourself for all of this, you will find amazing new joy and happiness that automatically opens as a result of this. Because in the moment that you choose the love and acceptance, you let go of the entanglement that was there. You are perfect exactly where you are right now. And from this point, you can choose the next experience that you wish to magnify in your life, to resonate in your life. Please take another deep breath as you integrate for a moment what has been given to you. Remembering that when you look into the sacred mirror every morning, holding an opportunity of seeing yourself as precious. Seeing yourself as the sacred child that you came into this experience as. And every time that you partnership with your inner child in acceptance and love, you heal it of any false perceptions that have continued in your life. We'd like for you to, if you choose to join us in this, to close your eyes or just go inwardly for just a moment. And imagine yourself waking up. Maybe it's this morning, or maybe it's a morning from a previous day this week, or maybe it's a morning coming up. Whatever comes into your awareness right now. Imagine yourself waking out of sleep. And notice what is the very first dominant feeling that you have. Or maybe it's a thought that's more dominant for you. What is the very first one that greets you in the morning? Is it a loving, positive one that you're reminded of right now? Or is it a negative, forceful, downer one? Whatever it is, take this moment to surround it totally and completely in love. Unconditional love. Some of you may see this as pink or golden and silver light, literally surrounding every aspect of this emotion, this thought. And in this moment that you do this, you are simply making a choice to choose love. just take a few more moments and resonate within your own energy field, within your own thoughts and feelings, that this is as simple as it is looking in the mirror, or possibly before you even get to the mirror, when you get out of bed, checking in, what is my dominant emotion, thought, feeling, and surrounding it with love. This is the most important step that you can possibly take. You don't even have to take the next, or the next, or the next. And if your mind wants you to immediately start to create your day, say, chill, pause, relax. Calm. You can invoke calmness just through saying it. You can invoke the energy of peace just by claiming it. And when you feel that peace, just that calmness, when your mind tends to slow, then, maybe then, decide what it is, the intention for your day. But if you never get to that intention, all you do is surround your day in love. That's enough. Because the rest will come just by bringing love in first. It is as simple as that. And we are looking and appreciating the love that each one of you have within your heart. That whatever challenge, some of you have parents that are going through challenges, that you are taking care of them. And you may be feeling burdened, or children, or finances. Take a moment in your morning, or whenever you can, to just stop, calm, peace, and remember to invite love before all of the I have to, I should, I must, all of those things. Because you will start and bring in the vibrational resonance of love. It will go before you by just taking a moment to invite it in. And it will assist you in remembering it is not for each and every one of you as sensitive ones, dear empathic sensitive ones, to carry on the weight of the world. Many of you have heard and have read articles that say that empaths carry the weight of the world. This is the old energy. This is not the essence of who you are. You're sensitive so that you can feel and adjust within this earthly experience. You're sensitive so you can connect with one another. You're not sensitive to take on the world. That is for the universe. Some of you call this universe God. Some of you call this all that is. Some of you have many other names. But this is for surrender to something that is much bigger than each and every one of you. It's kind of arrogant, isn't it, to think that any one of us could actually fix the divine design that was actually put before us. Even we cannot do this. We are simply a different expression, and different expressions with different purpose and different vantage points than you. And without the density that you have, we see very clearly through situations. So please be gentle. And anytime you feel yourself starting to carry the weight of the world, remember that you are created in the essence of joy, of happiness, of peace, and that any of those burdens you can simply say, those are not mine to carry. And yes, sometimes your loved ones, you may have to take special care. But you can do that by knowing that you are doing it from love, and that when that is no longer serving either one of you, you can release that maybe there's another answer. Maybe there's another answer. Maybe it's not up to each and every one of you to carry that burden for its entirety of time in your life. You may have it to help you connect, for example, with your mother, father, child, whatever, for healing. But when that healing's complete, it's okay to say, this is no longer working the way it is. Please show me another perspective of this situation. Please show me, let me see how I can be freed from the emotional, mental, physical burdens of this situation. And your prayers are always answered, always. It's simply in your openness and receptivity of listening and worthiness. When you look in that mirror in the morning, and you can stop and say, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of peace. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of acceptance. I'm worthy of abundance. That from those vantage points, do you allow the universe to bring in other ways of assisting you in challenging situations? Thus, there is no greater way to get a handle on your vibrational output into the world, which reflects back to you, than to take a moment every day and create a repetitive pattern that will start to break down the old patterns that don't serve you anymore. It's simple. Be gentle, be kind, love one another. When you feel, and we see some of you have had this resurgence of a fight energy within you that has come up these last couple of weeks, where you're going to do this. You're going to put on the armor of the universe. I can do it. I'm going to break through it. When that happens, you are shutting yourself off from the very love. And you're shutting yourself off from your feeling. You're shutting yourself down. Just a reminder, when you feel like you have to put the armor on to be okay out into the world, just stop for a moment. Just take a pause. Each and every one of you is worthy of a rest. It's only from a pause and a rest that you can take another breath and start a new thought right there. You invite it in with your breath. and you plant it straight into the ground of your awareness. And all of you know when you plant a seed into your awareness, it will sprout and grow. The roots will get stronger, the trunk will get stronger, and it will create many sorts of beauties in your life. But it does take some time. Take one more breath with us. What is it that you feel the need to fight about? Please take a moment with us and close your eyes for just a second if you would like. And what person, place, situation, or event in your life is challenging you to fight? To be right? To be the one that has the answers? Or if it's on the flip side, which it could be, and it is for a few of you here, you have felt powerless against someone who is in the fight energy. Mm-hmm. And we invite you with a very simple, clear intention to choose in this moment, because this is all the simplicity it ever is to stop and pause and choose to set and take your armor off. Put your sword of your ego down, because the ego is just not feeling safe. But you can trust that love is the ultimate divine comforter that is all around you and within you. And if you're feeling powerless in a situation, I invite you to imagine that the divine masculine energy, which must operate as one with the divine feminine within you, is fully present and ready to operate in your life. Invite it in this moment. No matter if you're in a male body or a female body, each and every one of you have full access to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the active principle and the receptive principle, the protective principle and the open principle, the inclusive principle. And it's just remembering to let it in. And from there, take another breath with us. And let's imagine and invite joy into our lives. Letting this innocence and purity that is the essence of each one of you, that desires, longs, we see it in each and every one of your hearts, to be playful, to have fun, to go and play in the playground of this earthly experience, enjoying all of the deliciousness of the tastes and smells and sounds and feelings that sometimes you have pushed away. But that is okay, because right now you can remember to invite that loving, innocent essence that is you. It's your God self. It's the way you were created. We invite it in right now into your life. And this month, for each and every one of you, there is nothing more amazing than for you to take some time to remember and invite this innocent amazingness that you are into your life. This is the month the energy is calling you to begin to play even deeper than you ever have before. And in doing this, your purpose, your projects, your relationships will begin to take the new forms of which you've been calling forth. But you must participate. You must participate with it. And that is all we choose to remind you of today, is to participate in the innocence through remembering the choice that you have. A simple choice. And if you find yourself going down the negative road by the end of the day, just take a laugh. It's okay. You can see it. And the next day, you can start again. And maybe the next day you'll get 3/4 of the day. And the next day, just a little bit better than 3/4, a little less. But before too long, when you forget about what you were trying to accomplish and how good you're supposed to be, before too long, you will just feel good. So we just ask you, just play with it. Go into your day and play with this. However you see fit, there's no right or wrong. It's just playing with it. And as you play with you, then your life's going to be more playful. You're going to attract and bring in playful relationships, playful work, playful creative opportunities. And it's happening already for many of you. We just are here to help support you in participating, is the word of February, dear ones. Participation is the word for this month. It is your common thread for this month. Participate with self, participate with one another. When fear comes up, look at it. And in that moment, you have the choice to participate with fear or participate with love. And from there, you are building your foundation. Things that don't serve you will just fall away. And again, if you try to hold on to those things that are falling away, just notice. And notice how your body, when you're holding on to things, your precious bodies which hold vibrational resonance will be tight. Some aspect will be tight. And that is just a reminder. What am I holding on to? Take a breath. Take an out breath. And the more you play with this, all of you are masters, dear ones. You're all masters. It's allowing your master to come in. And with that, we sign out for today, but we are willing to take any questions for the next few minutes that any of you may have. Yes, dear one.
Okay, so I'm trying to organize all this, and I'm just wondering if you can give us a common thread, like there's lots of assignments in here, but is there a homework assignment that's more like a play assignment that we all, that would have a common thread that you, beside, all the many things that we try to do now, that we all, do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, we would be happy to give you a play assignment.
Not like to do all the things that, like you've talked about, but is more an additional thing that's more like less serious and more fun, that does all that too? Is that beyond?
It's as simple as going out into your life and playing. It's that simple. That's really all we are describing to you, but many of you need to break things down into steps that you can take. And some of you are ready just to go out and play. And we invite you, just go and play. And when you are in play, you are in the vortex of attracting all of the love that you could ever imagine. Go into work, go in when you need to not go into work for a day, when you need to take care of yourself, or let go of responsibilities for a day, for you to play and just have fun and surrender. There you go. It's that simple. This is not complicated at all. It's simply letting your inner child play when it needs to. Did we answer your question?
Yes.
Yes, Drew.
I've been feeling a lot of energy surges lately where I will just all of a sudden feel like I could almost burst. And I'm wondering what I should be doing. I feel like I should be doing something with that energy because it just fills me up and I don't know what to do with it.
Thank you, dear one. You have touched upon another common thread that is very going on, and this one has had trouble with this. And when those of you that have something creative that's boiling up within you, and your common thought in the morning when you look up and get into the mirror or out of bed is, oh, I'm not good enough for that. I may not do a good job. Oftentimes, that thought will stop you from exploring these avenues. And this one has had many experiences where he has literally been taken down. The universe is filling him with light of information and creative potential to share with others. And his sense of self has had to grow immensely to be able to handle the waves of light that are coming in when you are not feeling good about yourself, but you are asking, fill me up with ideas, potentials, greatness for me to share with others, and you don't feel worthy to share it. The energy must dissipate somewhere because you are asking, we are giving. The universe is supplying. And this one has had intestinal pains many times from trying to hold all of this light that is to be shared. And he is just starting to get a handle on that in a very strong way. So we ask, because this is a thread amongst many of you, when you are given threads of light information and creative potential to share with others, and you hold on, guess what happens? It hurts. You create pains in your body. It has to go somewhere. So please notice this and play. The more that you can play with the thoughts and ideas and things that literally you may not have ever given yourself permission in the past to do, but you are asking for ideas. So you are receiving. It is then up to you to partner with these ideas and this information. And it's not about how good the final result is. It's in the journey of learning. As this one has said in another workshop recently, he is currently working on a creative project that has been in his heart for many years, and he thought that the way that it was to unfold was the whole system would be given to him all at once. And that was a figment of his egoic mind. What he learned pretty quickly was that the energy was already there to start, and he was holding onto this energy, and it was creating pain. to the point that he then felt not worthy, and it was a downward spiral until he got to the bottom of it, and has since been lifting back up, taking steps and playing in all of these creative potentials. And over the last several years, he has played in dance, in coloring, in singing, in all sorts of things to free his mental perceptions and old patterns that he was not worthy. And each one of those things has freed him up. So now he goes and starts this project and starts with one drawing, with one concept. And from there it built. And sometimes he had to do it over and over again until the pieces of the puzzle started to actually manifest and come into form. In his old egoic mind, that would have shut him down, because he would have gone, oh, I'm failing in this process. It's not looking right. But dear ones, there is no right or wrong. You just go forward and you experience in your innocence that there is no failure. There's only growth potential in practicing and playing. So as he has gone forward in this project, it has blossomed very rapidly into form, because through making mistakes or running into dead roads, new ones form and then start to come together. So many of you are experiencing the question, and we ask you to just play.
I'd like to add another perspective on that.
Please do.
Because I feel like this comes to me in waves, and that it pushes me beyond my comfort zones, beyond my capability, and incapacitates me for a short while. And then they'll just sort of, okay, go back to being normal. And then, that gives me time to incorporate it before they give me the next wave. I think that a lot of us are experiencing accelerated growth and understanding in the interdimensional worlds that exist around us besides this physical world that we were brought up in and learned how to live in. So,
Absolutely, yes. We vibe with you.
A question about letting go of wanting to control the outcomes. It's a struggle. And what helps with letting go of that?
So-
Is it just a surrender?
Yes, dear one, it is a surrender, but we ask you to look at the feeling that comes up. What would happen if you didn't control?
First fear, then joy.
So
Face the
sometimes
fear first.
you must be with that fear for long enough to wrap it in love and acceptance for the opportunities that it's giving you. Because you cannot work with fear in this life until you're okay with it. Because it is part of the duality that you were given. So in order to shine bright, you must be able to go deep.
Oh, I'm in the go deep. That's what's happening.
And if you are in the go deep, you're exactly where you need to be. Just don't sit and sit too long. Reflect and start changing and bringing yourself back up. And we offer that breath work is one of the best tools when you are in the mode of sitting deep, working through and raising your vibration of your perspectives of emotion. But you must feel through the acceptance phase, because fear is a part of this experience, and it will never go away. It's an opportunity for each and every one of you. Let's take one more breath together as we complete for this morning. We thank you, each and every one of you, for partnering with us today and allowing us to share some various perspectives. And we are always with each and every one of you. All you have to do is ask. And your answer will be provided in the most resistance-free method possible? You may hear the answer from your neighbor, or possibly a brilliant idea may beam right into your mind space. So have a very blessed day, and please remember to partner with yourselves in playfulness and fun in everything that you do, and your lives will blossom. And so it is. Thank you.